No Man's Sky is a singularly unique game on the market, not because of the fact that it allows you to seamlessly cross a near infinite sea of stars and even being able to halo jump from your spaceship to planet side, which I'm not gonna lie is a wholly unique experience in of itself, but No Man's Sky is very different from basically every other game out there because of its history. You see, the story of No Man's Sky is one of not only overpromise, but complete and utter betrayal, and how one man and his small team has worked tirelessly for 9 years to make up for it. I remember it like it was yesterday. No Man's Sky was first featured on VGX 2013, which is more than 12 years ago, but its first big trailer was at E3 2014, and it took the audience by storm. Everything about it was straight up hype. Here was this strange looking new game that lets you seamlessly hop into your spaceship, travel across the stars, land on another planet, and freely explore in the span of, what, 2 minutes? This shit was insane, and I remember being instantly caught by this first reveal. The hype was unreal. No loading screens, there's no fade to black, just a clean jump from ground to orbit like you were living in your own sci-fi movie. At the time, this was unheard of. Every article, every forum, every conversation made it feel like this was going to be the next giant leap for gaming. People were calling it the future of open worlds. It was gonna change everything, and when you're a gamer sitting there watching Sean Murray smile his way through interviews talking about quintillions of planets and the infinite possibilities, you couldn't help but believe him. The thing is though, hype is like a black hole. It just pulls more and more in until nothing can escape. No Man's Sky didn't just look good, it looked too good. The way the media framed it and the way fans built it up, it started to sound less like a video game and more like a second coming of Star Trek. Everyone had their own fantasy about what this game was gonna be. For some people, it was a hardcore space sim. For others, it was Minecraft in space. For others still, it was the ultimate multiplayer exploration game where you and your friends could just get lost among the stars. The truth? It wasn't really any of those things, but we'll get to that. Because before all that, there was this golden period where anything seemed possible. You'd see all these amazing video clips and you'd think, yeah, this is it. This is the one. Like, I can't overstate how hyped people were. Pre-orders were through the roof. Sean Murray was on late night TV with Stephen Colbert. It was all over Reddit. It was everywhere. No Man's Sky wasn't just a game anymore. It was an event. It was the event. And then it all came crashing down. When the game launched in 2016, reality hit like a meteor. Instead of this endless universe full of wonder, the one you actually got was, well, kind of empty. Sure, you could fly to planets and yeah, you could mine stuff, but the creatures were awkward, the worlds looked repetitive, and the features people swore were going to be in there, well, they weren't. Multiplayer? Well,
no.
Epic space battles?
No.
Complex ecosystems and huge alien civilizations?
No.
At one point, 2 players went to the exact same planet and to the exact same spot and tried to engage with each other, but they couldn't because it wasn't multiplayer. It was a lie. People were pissed. Metascores went red instantly. Memes tore the game apart. No Man's Lie became the nickname, and within weeks, the player count nosedived harder than a starship without fuel. It was one of the biggest betrayals in gaming, not just because the game was bare bones, but because people felt like they'd been sold a dream that didn't exist. And I'm not exaggerating when I say the anger was insane. Refunds were flying, Reddit threads were basically bonfires, and even the UK's Advertising Standards Authority launched an investigation into whether the trailers had misled people. That's how fucking bad it was. And Hello Games, they went completely silent. No interviews, no big apologies, just crickets. I really do remember it in the back of my mind. It honestly looked like they had cashed out and disappeared. And the fact that they weren't responding just fueled the rage. Because when a company screws up, people expect at least some kind of explanation. Instead, it felt like Sean Murray had just vanished into the void and taken the money with him. But here's where the story gets interesting, because this was not the end. As much as everyone thought Hello Games was done, they weren't. They were being silent for a very good reason. They were cooking. Months went by, and then something happened. Out of nowhere, Hello Games broke their silence. No long apology video, no over-the-top marketing campaign, just a very simple post. The Foundation update. It was pretty funny in how understated it was. They basically said, yeah, we've been quiet, but we're listening. This is the foundation for things to come. That's it. No fireworks, no promises, just a basic patch. But when people actually booted it up, it wasn't just a patch. It was massive. Suddenly you could build bases, set up farms, hire alien workers, and even own freighters, giant ships that acted as your mobile headquarters. They added new modes like creative and survival, which completely changed how you could play. And all of that, mind you, was completely free. This was the moment everyone realized, oh shit, they didn't actually give up. They didn't abandon the game. They were actually trying to fix it. Now don't get me wrong, the Foundation update didn't magically save No Man's Sky. It was still pretty rough, still missing a lot of the stuff people wanted, but it planted a seed. For the first time since launch, players started thinking that maybe this could become something. And Hello Games leaned into that. Instead of doing hype interviews or flashy trailers, they went quiet again. No promises, no timelines, just heads down, working. After Foundation, the game wasn't fixed yet, but you could feel the direction changing. And then almost like clockwork, another big update dropped, Pathfinder. Suddenly you had vehicles to roll around planets in, actual ship classes to collect, and even a photo mode for all those alien landscapes. It wasn't flashy enough to win everyone back, but it was momentum. And that's the key here. Momentum, because Hello Games stuck to this cycle of disappearing, then re-emerging with something substantial. Then, a year later, the big one appeared, Atlas Rises. This was when the game started looking like the thing people had hoped for back in 2016. 30 hours of actual story content, new lore, portals you could activate, a proper mission system, way more diverse planets, and yes, even a form of multiplayer. Yeah, okay, you couldn't really see each other yet, just little glowing orbs floating around, but after the disaster at launch, even that was a huge deal. By this point, the conversation had completely shifted. It wasn't, this game is a scam. It was, wait a minute, this is actually getting really good. People who refunded or rage quit at launch were starting to poke their heads back in, just to see what had changed. I know I did. And most of the people came away saying the same thing. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. Then in 2018, it finally happened. The next update. This was the one that really flipped the script. Multiplayer was in for real this time. You could actually run around with your friends, build massive bases together, and explore as a group. They added third-person mode, better visuals, and gave the whole thing a fresh coat of paint. It was pretty much the relaunch of No Man's Sky. Next even coincided with the Xbox release, which meant millions of new players were jumping in for the first time, and they weren't seeing the broken 2016 version anymore. They were seeing a game that had learned from its mistakes and actually delivered on its promises. The reviews started swinging back up, the community started filling with excitement instead of salt, and for the first time in 2 years, people were saying something nobody thought they'd ever say again. No Man's Sky is worth playing. No Man's Sky is a weird game, because it really should not have survived. Most games that launch in that state either die with a silent whimper or get a sequel slapped on them a few years later. But Hello Games didn't do that. They stayed, they worked, and they built. From the insane hype of 2013 to the crash and burn of 2016 to the cautious optimism of Foundation to the big shift with Atlas Rises and then the full-blown relaunch with Next, it's been a 9-year climb. And the crazy thing about all this is that they never charged a dime extra for it. Every single update, every expansion, and every rework have all been free. And that's over 30 plus updates. It's absolutely crazy. It's even gotten to the point where people are saying stuff like, we have money, Sean, because at this point it's just sheer insanity to keep giving out free updates like candy. In the end, the narrative surrounding No Man's Sky has flipped. The No Man's Lie memes disappeared, the Steam reviews went from overwhelmingly negative to very positive, and people started holding it up as one of the greatest comeback stories in gaming. And they're right, because now in 2025 you've got Voyagers, an update so ambitious that Hello Games had to rework the engine just to make it happen. Buildable Corvette-class starships, walkable interiors, full spacewalks, multiplayer crews, stuff that 10 years ago would have sounded like another Sean Murray dream. Except, now it's real. So yeah, No Man's Sky is a beautiful redemption for Hello Games and for Sean Murray. No Man's Sky went from a cautionary tale to a gaming legend. And if nothing else, it proved one thing. Sometimes you really can fix the unfixable.
And we're back. We're live. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the game. The game is Shroud of the Avatar, where virtues were forsaken. And I'm here in the Lightbringer Isle, a player-owned town governed by Henno Lightbringer for the ongoing monthly fishing contest here in Lightbringer Isle, where the goal is to catch the largest fish. From what I know, because it was announced in Zone Chat, the largest fish caught as of this moment, or from what I know, is a small tiger shark. Now, if I want to compete, or if I want to continue competing, I could quit right now and maybe start on the other fishing contest that just started. But there is still time. So if I want to compete, I need to catch a small tiger shark as well, or something bigger than a small tiger shark, and that is a tiger shark. Or a large tiger shark, or something bigger than a shark, maybe a whale. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. So let's go and start fishing. Hope you guys enjoy. As always, music is by Stream Beats, and I'm playing the lo-fi collection or playlist. You can listen to all of it in Spotify, or you can go to Streambeats website, pay a monthly fee, and download everything, and you can use all of them in your live streams, videos, and other content that requires music. Okay, so 10 minutes in and haven't really caught anything big. Mostly the same fish, amberjack, mackerel, and mahi-mahi. And of course, some freshwater fish like the trout. Look at that. Why am I catching a trout in salt water? It's weird. Or maybe freshwater fish can survive in salt water. Maybe that's just how it is. And look at that. Caught 3 different freshwater fish. A trout, a salmon, and a catfish. Amazing. Okay, amazing. I'm catching freshwater fish in saltwater. What are they doing in saltwater? And we're down to 40 minutes left. And yeah, haven't caught anything significant. I caught a mai, but that's not significant. That is pretty small. By the way, if you wish to support the channel by tipping or donating, you can go to my coffee page. Link is in the link is on the video as well. Okay, so we're now under 30 minutes, and look at that. I caught tiny squid bait 4 times in a row. Okay, 4 times in a row. What are the chances? But I really, really like this area. Look at that. I like it. I like this area. And I don't know why I like it. It's so weird, but I like it. I like it. Oh, so we're down to 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes, and yeah, still no. I did caught a damsel fish for the fish bowl, but yeah, still no big fish. And we're down to the last 10 minutes. We are at around 8 minutes. And still no luck in catching something really big. I just caught an umberjack mackerel. That's not big. My, it's around 2. But I need something like maybe a 4 or 6. I'm not sure how big a small tiger shark is, but I would assume it's a 4. So yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat that one. Okay, look at that. The last four fish that I caught were all freshwater fish. Come on. I thought my avatar was fishing in salt water. Why is my avatar only catching freshwater fish? Make it make sense. And there you go, guys. Another hour of fishing here in Lightbringer Isle for the Lightbringer Isle monthly fishing contest organized by the town of Lightbringer Isle and Hemnu Lightbringer. Okay, so I'm going to end this one, but I'll be back for another hour. Going to keep trying. Maybe, who knows, I'll get lucky and catch a fish bigger than the small tiger shark. So still, thank you for watching. Follow the channel, subscribe to the channel, and see you in my next one. Bye bye for now.